welcome. You are listening to the second episode of MFL Total Access. My name is William Power. This is Terry Babelis. We had an amazing week 2. Terry, why don't you get us into it? Actually, first I'll start. One of the headlines for this week, the grass was actually somewhat green.
Yeah, I think I got my bold prediction right.
Yeah, I mean, like 50-50. It was a little yellow, but it was greener than last week.
There were some spots, like at random spots on the field that was much greener. I don't know if that's where the birds watered.
Yeah, no, I think Kevin's got to do a little bit better job if you ask me. But no, help me give us some headlines about week 2.
Yeah, I just wanted to get into some administrative stuff. Not much to say on my end. Just one thing I noticed was that a lot of people were tackling and leaving the flags on the ground or walking away. Most of the new teams, it's be sure to give the flag back to the person you took it from. Just a nice gesture. I don't know about the games you refed overall, if you saw anything.
Honestly, yeah, no, I score kept one game, and to be honest, it was pretty good. It was the Flamboyant Flamingos. The energy was good. It was nothing over the top though. So honestly, no, I think just giving the flags back is really it.
Another thing, last episode we mentioned if anyone had some questions about these beginner teams, help them out with their offense, the defense. Did anyone come and ask you anything?
Yeah, no, it's kind of disappointed.
No one reached out to me either. I guess they didn't find us smart enough. Or...
I guess we gotta ball it on the field a little more.
Yeah. So let's get right to it, okay? Let's start with D1.
Right to it.
First game, Centurions Bitter Boys.
Yeah, Centurions Bitter Boys. Obviously, that wasn't a close game. Unfortunately, it finished 42-0. I just think that this game kind of unraveled. It went from bad to worse for the Bitter Boys. I think that, obviously it was a blowout in this game. I don't necessarily think that if they play again that it would be so one-sided. I probably would pick Centurions to win. But, Bitter Boys kind of shot themselves in the foot. They started off on defense, gave up a touchdown. First offensive play was a pick 6. I think, they just, Bitter Boys kind of got in each other's heads. And unfortunately, JS kind of struggled in this game. But, Terry, we know he has a beautiful ball. And it's a matter of time before he starts clicking with his receivers. Unfortunately, it's a big leap from Div 2 to Div 1. Got to give credit to the Centurions. They played a heck of a game. Collette played well again. I believe he had another 4 touchdowns. And they really got the ball moving, and they made spectacular plays the whole game, and Centurions are hitting stride now, so I'm pretty impressed.
You pretty much said everything I wanted to say. I was a little surprised. I didn't watch this game, but I saw the stat line. I was a little surprised seeing JS, 0 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Like you said, he has a beautiful ball. I'll never forget. Pouring rain, he was zipping it as if it was daylight, sunshine outside. And the other thing I wanted to say, Samuel Collette, we shout out to him last week. Once again this week, 99 yards, 4 touchdowns. He's leading the league in D1 with over 300 yards after 4 games. Props to him.
It's rare to see those numbers as a snapper.
Exactly,
right? Usually a snapper gets a catch and he's tackled for 4 yards.
I think right now he's up for best center and best receiver award, right? There's going to be a nomination for it.
Don't tell that to Jafar on Henchman, but yeah, no, I'd have to agree.
Neither to Marvin.
Oh, no.
So yeah, that's all I'd say about that game. I don't know if you want to add anything.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you said it well. The one thing I'd say is the Bitter Boys, obviously they've been playing in this league for a while now. It's a big jump. I'd say don't be discouraged. It's a long season. And, keep your heads up. And Centurions are hitting their stride right now. So it'll be interesting to see what happens next week with Centurions.
Bitter Boys definitely have the experience on that team to rally around.
Yeah, no, definitely. I wouldn't be too worried if I was them. I think next week's a must-win, though.
Let's go to my game, Outlaws Marty Crime Family.
Yeah, so I'll let Outlaws speak quickly about it. I just saw bits and pieces really of this game, and it was Outlaws defense stepped it up again, playing against Dan Lazara, a very good.
Surprising, we were expecting Joey Taylor.
That's the thing.
This offense and everything, and then we see Dan Lazara, that pretty much a gunslinger, eh?
That's the thing. What you guys played it well. Why don't you take over? I know you guys.
Yeah, well, we got off to a quick 12-0 lead to start off the game. It helped that we scored fast, and then we scored after 2 plays, and then after 2 plays on their part, Marvin got a big interception. It was funny because before the game, I was telling Svetna, this guy doesn't throw many interceptions, he doesn't get sacked many times. After 2 plays, Marvin gets the INT, and Svetna's looking at me, were you lying to me? What are you telling me? So, we got up to a 12-0 lead. After that, it was pretty much back and forth. They scored a nice touchdown. Dan Lazaro to Danny McPhee at the end of the half over, I believe it was Smuda and forgot who the other defender was, but he outspeeded them both, and he brought the game within 2 scores before halftime, a 45 bomb. Then in the second half, Steve does what Steve does, and he kind of slowed the game down, got the first down, marched up the field. I think all around, everyone had a great game on our team. Looking forward to playing them again or playing them again later in the season. That's going to be a good rematch.
For sure, definitely. I think that the thing for them is they just unfortunately haven't got used to the small field yet. Nothing to take away from you guys. You guys have been balling out 4-0. I think once they hit stride, they get Joey Taylor in that quarterback position and they adjust to the dimensions because we know like they're ballers and they're really good players. I think that right now they're 0-2. Next week's a big week for them, but I feel like the rematch next time you guys play them, I think it'll be a tight game.
Yeah, no, definitely. I also trying to point out Dan got thrown out of the game and he was saying some about mouthing a bit, the refs, the league, and stuff like that. He is a player who won a championship in this league.
Yeah.
And I know in other leagues, the higher division, there's more like players giving out for 5 plays or 10 plays, and it's kind of more common, but the MFL is not a place for that. Like, MFL is pretty much like a family league. Everyone enjoys playing there. I know the higher division is much more competitive, especially in D1. We have a bunch of ballers, like those ballers across the board on both teams, but it's more, gotta keep it cool. The refs are doing the best they can, and yeah, that's all I gotta say.
I second that. Honestly, I've really MFL. I've never been a part of a league where it's competitive and friendly at the same time. And like you said, it's one big family, and I think that the refs did what they needed to do in that situation. They held with it very professionally.
Yeah. Any other thing that got you ready for move to D2?
I think D1 that was really it for the most part. I guess to say Ninja Turtles, after losing that first week to us, we kind of caught them. I guess when they were sleeping, they've really looked good. The Pilon brothers look good.
Told you got lucky.
Yeah.
Week 1.
I'm gonna give ourselves some credit. Okay, we had a good game, but no, we definitely got lucky when we played
also,
them.
the fact that I picked against you guys kind of motivated the whole squad.
100. Whenever you pick against us, we try even harder. So keep picking against us. But no, the Pilon brothers look good. Tam played a little bit of quarterback today. He also looked great. I think that right now a team that nobody wants to play is the Ninja Turtles. I think that like on paper that could be the best team in Div 1 if you look at that squad, and I think that they're heading in the right direction.
Yeah. So moving on to the Gators against Pittsfuck.
Yeah.
For real, Pittsfuck with Boris at quarterback, they balled out today. They scored 30 points against that Hater squad that has a good defense, good offense. Boris is continuing to impress. They didn't even have Brest, their top pass catcher today, but no problem. Chuck stepped it up. 9 catches, 91 yards, 3 touchdowns. He balled out, man. With his long hair, I didn't even recognize him when the game started. But on the other hand, Adam Rudick also balled out for the Joyce Gators with 6 catches, 91 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a convert. He scored that last touchdown of the game. The dagger put it away for them. One thing that surprised me, Charlie got Defensive Player of the Week from Kevin. I think she sacked Charles twice, and she wasn't even rushing today.
Wow.
And Pittsfuck finished with 0 sacks on the game. Had Charlie rushed, who knows what would have happened, Max didn't get that many yards on the ground, but they were alternating rushes there, trying to keep it. I think there were only 7 players, so they all wanted to keep the cardio up. But that's a great game for Pittsfuck. They just keep their head up. When Dom finally joins them this year, they're going to be scary, man.
For sure, no, totally agree with that. I think, obviously Dom, one of the better players, not just quarterbacks in the league. I think that's going to be a scary team, especially if you talk about the fact they didn't have Brest. I think, interestingly enough, you got to give credit to the Haters, right, winning that game. Yeah. I think when you have Sean Hayden, not putting up monster numbers and then still putting up 32 points, like that, when your like primary target isn't putting up like 2 touchdowns a game and putting up like 60 plus yards, and you're still putting up 32 points. Yeah. I think like when Max gets chemistry with all his receivers, which he has been already, I think this team could be one of the best teams in D2.
Yeah, you said it last week when you played against them with Honor Game, and you said like Max wasn't really playing deep, but he was really coaching them up, stepping on the field and that. And I didn't see that game, but today when I was reffing it, I really saw him between drives, was coming on the field, telling them where to position themselves, coaching them up, motivating them from the sideline. And also the rusher, I don't think he was wearing cleats today, but he's tall. He's tall, and he was getting in Boris' face with his hands up. He batted down a couple of balls. I think he got a sack on the first play of the game.
That's big.
Yeah, that's huge. If you guys get him a pair of cleats, man, he's only going to get better.
For sure, man. Like, you got to get those cleats. If you're looking for a place, Jacques Mahol, a place I love, one of my favorite places. But, no, definitely, I didn't see any of those bat downs, but tall rusher. And the rusher's a huge part of the game. People can't forget that.
Yeah, rushers don't get enough love in this league.
Yeah, I haven't rushed. I don't think I'd be a great rusher. I gotta say, like, rushers deserve more love.
There we go. Anything else to say about this game?
No, I think that close game. I think that we kind of split in the picks, right? I think 3 of us picked Joey's Haters in that one. I think John picked Petit Fuck, and I think that it's just like the fact that like it was a 3-1, like in terms of guys, like this game was no gimme. I think it was 32-30, like no surprise to see this being a 2-point game. I would have been surprised if it was 2 possessions, but it sounds like it was a great game, and I'm not surprised.
So now let's talk about OG Panthers getting their first dub of the season against Red Zone, who was their first game. We're missing some guys. Thankfully, you agreed to sub with us. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Kamba balled out again, man. He had a crazy game last week. This week, he played like a beast again. Louis Mathieu, first game of quarterback. He didn't throw it over a year. Even last season, he wasn't really throwing. And he also kept his cool. 5 touchdowns, 1 interception. Ran one in at the end of the game to pretty much ice it. And I think we played really well. What do you think?
Totally. I second that. And I think that just to add what you were saying about Louis Mathieu is, not only did he play as if he'd been playing the position in terms of like his accuracy and stuff like that, but he was making smart decisions. He wasn't forcing the ball in double coverage. I know he has a good connection with Dagger, but when it wasn't there, he was taking his check down, and he was running when he needed to run. He wasn't running because he didn't trust his throw. He saw first read, second read, third read, tuck and run. Exactly. And obviously, he's primarily a wide receiver, so he can deke guys out.
One of the best wide receivers in the division.
That's the thing too. So obviously, like, we know he's good. He's quick on his feet. He can make cuts and stuff like that. So dual threat quarterback. I think he was great. I think that we're gonna see what happens next week when if he goes receiver or if he's gonna go quarterback. Yeah. But I think that for you guys played well, and honestly, it was you guys really deserved to win.
Yeah, they also had another sub, Donovan, on their team, so we couldn't really see his stats at the end of the game, but he pretty much balled out. He scored a 45-yard bomb in the second half to bring the game back close within distance.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say I'm glad we faced them when it was their week 1. That team with Mike Rowe at quarterback is gonna probably be like a top contender by the end of the season. I think it's a new team that he hasn't really played with those guys. So I'm glad we played them week 1. Because once they get rolling, they're gonna be a dangerous team to play against.
And who knows, is Chris Hope gonna be on that team? Is he on the roster? Is he not on the roster? We always got that debate, but with or without Chris, obviously it makes a difference there. But I think that they'll be one of the better teams.
Yeah, indeed. Anything else in the Division 2 that caught your eye?
I think that we kind of touched on it.
Yeah, another game.
Yeah, there was on our game. We played really well. I'd say defensively it was one of the better performances I've seen. Marvin played incredible. 4 interceptions, 2 touchdowns offensively, 2 touchdowns defensively.
He paid your McDonald's, right?
Yeah, he paid my McDonald's, and he's also going to pay my McDonald's tomorrow for me to say that. Marvin, I got you. I expect it. But no, he played really well. My boy Kareem, one of my buddies from high school, had an incredible game. He was flying from left to right. He got a pick 6.
I turned around, I saw his pick 6. He was running like there was no tomorrow, man.
Honestly, he played as if he had energy and as if he would drank 4 Red Bulls before the game. He played really well. Laurent had a Laurent type game. Dave played really an almost perfect game except for 1 interception. I think that right now with Honor Game we're rolling. I think everybody's contributing to the team. If you look at the offensive stats, we really all played well. Dave distributed the ball well, and I think that I'm happy to be on this team right now, and it's exciting. And for Mean Machine, they got a bunch of good players. They have the rookie of the year last year, with the Kevin. Boys, Kevin. And I expect that team to only make improvements. Maybe a tough season this year with them, depending what happens. But I don't think there's anything to be shy about or to hang their heads low for sure.
So are the game too strong for Division 2?
I think we're a solid D2 squad. And,
are you guys a D2 squad?
Yeah, I think Dave would want me to say with him at quarterback we're a D2 squad. So I'm gonna put my political hat on and say we are a D2 squad.
Would you guys be able to compete in D1?
I think we would be.
Okay.
Yeah, we would. Look, I'm not going to say. Well, I think we'd be able to compete in D2 and D1, and I think right now we're a good D2 squad.
All right.
I'll leave it at that.
Okay, let's move to Division 3 now. Let's talk about that 7-6 overtime win. Iron Wolves against Old School. What happened there?
I think in this game, I was talking to Iggy.
I think we praised John too much for his jukes, his running ability, his dimes. Last week, because he balled out last week against Mustard Tigers, and I didn't see the game. I just saw there was a couple of picks on each team. Not many scores. So what happened?
No, I think it got to his head. He kind of came to the field like a macho man and I'm the guy. And no, but credit to Old School. They really, I think both teams in this game they benched, but they didn't break. For an Iron Wolves offensively, if you look at the stats, John was getting completions. We were moving the ball up and down the field. We got stopped twice on 4th down. They got a key interception. I'd say for them they bent, but they didn't break. And defensively, I think we played well. We had a good game plan, and it was 6-6 going into OT. And he got the big extra point, and Mauricio made a big play. He was regarding 2 guys there and knocked the ball down. I think that we played clutch when we needed to win, but I told the guys and the girls after the game. Shout out to Patricia. Really nice interception there. That was a big pick. Really turned the game around. But I told them an ugly win is better than a pretty loss, and I'll take starting off at 2-0.
Yeah. Did you guys go in one overtime or multiple overtimes?
Just one. Yeah, we first one.
You get the ball first in overtime?
Yep, got the ball. We did the we want the ball and we'll score the Matt Hasselbeck. No, that's not true. But yes, we got the ball.
You lost the toss, no?
I think we did. Actually,
in overtime, it's better to go second.
John is captain, so he makes these decisions.
Does he do the toss, or he just decides to start the ball?
No, he doesn't toss. He's we win games very. We don't cheat. Okay, we don't do it. I don't like these side remarks. But no, we win games fairly. And
in the rule book, it says everything's to the commissioner's discretion, right?
Right. Well, I mean, rightfully so. I mean, he's the one that created the league, and I think he's got to get more than 50-50 calls. But no, we ended up starting on 0. We scored, and we stopped them. But it was a tight game, and old school. Look, we're gonna see what happens with them. I think that in the long-term answer for them would be to get the quarterback position, but we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah,
that's taking away their best receiver, though. So
interesting to see because it's been, I think, a couple of weeks now they had a different quarterback every week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you guys played against Mustard Tigers last week, and you guys pretty much crushed them. And I refed their game today against Black Knights. And speaking the way you're speaking about Iron Wolves, even though Mustard Tigers lost today, I think they would have probably beat you this week. They pretty much balled out against Black Knights, a very, very strong Division 3 team with Leon, JC, Sean Kennedy on that squad and others. Mm-hmm. The game finished 25-20. It was back and forth. At the end of the game, Mustard Tigers got the ball back with just over a minute, no timeouts remaining.
Okay.
They almost brought it to midfield on a Hail Mary try. JC had just 4 catches, but over 100 yards. I think his first 2 grabs went for 40 yards. He has no touchdown, so he didn't punch it in. He told me after the game, I just want the yards and the yaks. I don't mind about not getting the TDs. I don't know how truthful that was. And on Mustard Tiger's side, Thomas pretty much was creating damage, all kind. He was a danger man. 10 catches, 92 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Snapper, right?
Yeah, the snapper. Yeah. He was Brian's go-to guy. He was missing last week again too, guys. So maybe you guys got a break because of that.
Yeah, possibly. I still think we would have won.
Yeah, so that was a really fun game to see. Mustard Tigers 0-2 now. Big week 3 game next week. They're supposed to be, and I think they still are, one of the top D3 teams, in my opinion, with all that experience. So it's good to see how they'll bounce back after these 2 wins. Black Knights are looking strong with the additions they made this week after going 0-1, now they're 1-1. Leon looked red hot. Shout out to Mustard Tigers rusher. We were saying rushers don't get enough love.
Yeah.
I'll give him some love. He got 2 or 3 huge sacks at key moments during the game.
That's not easy on Leon either.
Yeah.
Just to add to that game, I didn't really see too much. I saw like the vibe of the game seemed to be good. I looked over a few times. I didn't know that JC was on the squad. I actually got to correct you. JC did get 1 touchdown according to these stats, unless they're incorrect.
True.
But JC, I'll give you some love. But no, the not Iron Wolves, sorry, Mustard Tigers. That's a good team you're playing, right? You're playing. Yeah. Maybe Leon isn't as we've played with him, over the break. We know he's a baller. JC's obviously good. There's other players we didn't mention on that Black Knights team that are really good. And I think that with Thomas back from Mustard Tigers, they're in their groove. I think it's going to be a big game for them next week, though. You don't want to fall to 0-3 with only a 10-game season. Yeah. I wouldn't be too worried if I was the Tigers yet, but I wouldn't want to fall to 0-3.
Yeah. There's still 11 teams that division, only 7 making the playoffs. So it's going to be hard to overcome an 0-3 start. But Mustard Tigers, overall, they're looking really good. They're marching the field. Brian threw 2 interceptions, but both of them were in the red zone. So that just shows that on top of scoring 20 points, he had another occasion almost scored 2 more touchdowns. Sean and JC got those 2 picks. They came up big in the red zone. So, yeah.
That's the thing. It's like we talk about it often, right? Moving the ball down the field is great, but it comes to the red zone. A lot of it is extra points. It's about coming in key in those clutch moments. But I think you can't really read into that too much early on in the season.
Next game, I don't even know if I want to talk about this one, but you saw it, so let's talk about Tanant and Nice TDs.
Yeah, okay. This was a 25-13 final. Les Tanant ended up winning this game. I think I'm gonna say right off the bat, I think first thoughts, a little underwhelming performance by Nice TDs, if I'm being honest.
It's being nice, I think.
Yeah, it is being nice. They say I'm a nice guy, so I like to live up to that standard. But Les Tanant.
Say what you really think.
TDs, you played really TDs, no, you guys unfortunately didn't play well. I think that Chris didn't really have a bad game. Unfortunately, he didn't have a great completion percentage.
For under 50%.
He did not. He didn't play well, and I think I'd say 10 minutes into the second half of that game, you just felt the Lieutenants were kind of like they were in their groove. And even though the game was close, it was kind of one of those games where you know they had it in the bag, even though they didn't have a big lead. I think their groove was going for them. Unfortunately for Nice TDs, they kind of seemed, there was a drop here, a drop there, and they kind of, had their heads down low. There's no reason to. These are, you can make a case that these are the best two teams in Div 2 or, top 5 teams in the division.
They'd both be playoff teams, in my opinion, in Division 2.
100%. And I think that, if you, think about, what happened in the game, do you think 25-13, maybe it was a bit of a sloppy game. It's their first game. I think that...
Most of them played other games on Booty. Chris played with him, none of them, I think, was the actual first game of the season, right?
That is true. So we got to give a shout out to Lieutenant playing without their
I think Felix,
roster quarterback.
QB of Panache up for them, and I think he played pretty well.
He did, honestly. He was running when he needed to. He was rolling out, buying time. He had a really nice play on a wheel route end of the first half. That was huge. At that point, it was tied, and I believe it was 7-7. They had a wheel route, really nice pass. They got it on the last play of the first half. That was a turning point. I think for Nice CDs, not too much to worry about. We're going to decide now what's going to happen with guys playing certain positions, or Chris and Andrew allowed to play defense. This is something we're going to have to discuss, of course.
I don't want to talk about it every week, but before the season started, they wanted to go down Division 3, so they don't have to carry the team on their back. Chris and Andrew don't have to work hard, play both ways all game. We're not going to play defense. We're just going to chill. It'll be funner, more for fun, Then they come. It took one half, both of them on the field and on defense at the same time. What's going on there? After the game, I see Chris talking to Brian for 15 minutes, talking about the wrong route he ran. What's a 45 in? What's this? What's that? If you guys are just gonna do that, go in Division 2 and play more competitive, right?
Look, they're Andrew and Chris are my henchman buddies, and I'll never throw them under the bus. I think eventually we will have to decide. We're gonna have to be a little more strict. It's either they are or they are not allowed to play defense. So if Andrew plays one snap defensively, it's a forfeit.
At the end of the game, Chris was talking about quitting on the Nice TDs already. He wanted to bring the team down to Division 3. Now he might not even quarterback for them anymore.
Controversy in Div 3, whoever thought. But
and then on the other side, you asked me last week if Tanalt were a division doctor, and I gave you the politically correct answer. But right now, I'm going to say, yeah, they should have been in D2. I don't know how they talked their way out of being in D2, but you guys are a D2 team. You're going to have fun now in D3, maybe going 10-0. You're going to, I don't know.
I think, no, I agree with you there. I think the pressure's on these teams that we think should have been in D2 or that are in D3.
Yeah.
The pressure's on these guys, right? Because you guys have ballers and we expect, almost perfection from these teams. And
I'm telling you, there's 2-3 teams in Division 3 that got to go 10-0 and all win the championship.
Yeah. So it's
only one's going to win them, but the other two, you're going to be failures.
We're gonna find a way to split the trophy in 3 this year. I think that's the only way. But no, I think that just goes to show you how competitive D3 is, and big win by Tanalt without their main quarterback.
Yeah, agreed. So I didn't actually get a glimpse of this game, and I don't think you did either. But on my way back home after the game, Jaff called me up, and we were talking about what we saw. He refed. Kudos to Jaff. He refed, I think, 6 games on Saturday.
We have to note disclaimer that Jaff is not very credible. So whatever he said, just take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, I didn't say that. So he wanted to give a big props to our boy Jason. He said he was watching that game and they were down with 1 play left, and Jason punched it in from the 5-yard line, take the lead, and eventually win that game.
Yeah.
So that average Joe team, I think it's a bunch of free agent team, and Jason's been playing pretty well in Division 3 now as a quarterback. He's been evolving and getting better every single season, and hyped up. I love seeing that team hyped up. They seem to have a really good chemistry. And Big Boys, I think, were the favorites going into that game, right? They won their big week 1 against Leon's team.
All 4 of us picked Big Boys, right?
Yeah, all 4 teams picked Big Boys, and Average Joe's, you guys proved us wrong. Good job.
For 100%. Look, I know on the show, we like talk about analytics and stuff like that. But if we talk
what analytics do you talk about?
Okay, in terms of you guys' spirit, I think you keep it up. All kidding aside, Terry, we've been on a lot of sports teams in our lives. The spirit on these guys' teams is great.
Yes.
You never see pointing fingers. You never see guys yelling at each other. Jason makes a bad throw. Jason is not the type of quarterback that, even if a guy drops the ball, he's not going to throw him under the bus. And I think they will do that the same to him. And this team just seems to be having a lot of fun. And they're having fun. They're winning games. I think that's that's the best thing. They're 1-1 now, but last week was a close loss for them. I think keep up the mojo. Everybody loves a team that sticks together, and I think you guys are doing a great job doing it. And you have ballers on the team, so I'd say keep it up. And shout out to Jason. We do talk a lot of crap about him as a joke, but he had a 4 touchdown performance today. That's nothing to sneeze at.
One of the things. Thanks for reminding me what Jaff also mentioned. He said that at one point during that 2-minute drill to take the lead at the end of the game, I think it was a muff snap or something, and it was really Jason's fault. And everyone was picking him up like, let's go. Yeah. We got this, no worries, and that's great to see. Like, we love seeing that.
And they got a guy with the Dolphins jersey in the team. I don't know what else more you can ask.
Okay, that's it for Division 3. Let's go to Division 4 now. Did you see the Flamingos and Boucher team?
I did. I saw that game. I was actually scorekeeping. Thanks to Gabe for helping me. I know it must have been.
So just, guys, if you got missed tackles, you scored a touchdown, but someone else got it, right to John. Will probably screwed up about half of the stats there.
If 60% of the stats were correct in that game, I would say you should be pleasantly surprised. But no,
all kidding. You got paid to scorekeep that.
Yeah, you gotta pay my McDonald's somehow. But no, shout out to Gabe. All kidding aside, the first 10 minutes I was clueless with the app. I was giving touchdowns to defenders, and yeah, it was bad. But no, Gabe really stuck it out. But that game, I'd say in one sentence, Flamboyant Flamingos are as good as advertised. The Moran brothers played really well, and they just made this game was spectacular play after spectacular play for the Flamingos. Whether it was an interception, whether it was sidearm throws, whether it was catches on offense, whether it was guys getting moss catches, it was really just a highlight reel of the Flamboyant Flamingos. And I think right now we can see that they may be the team to beat in this division.
The team to beat in Division 4?
I'd say so.
Oh yeah,
I'd say so. Undefeated right now.
I'd like to see what Thunder Buddies, Titans have to say about that.
Yeah, that's true. But unfortunately, they don't play you guys this year, right?
I don't think we're
I think that'd be a close game. But I think
we'll
right now,
playoffs.
Yeah, that could be finals preview. I think the Flamingos are doing everything you need to, and another team. I love their energy. They seem to be a team for. I feel like they've been playing together for years, and they seem like really.
I love it when I'm reffing and I hear teams scream and like get hyped up all together, and I hear from behind me. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. It was like that Super Bowl atmosphere type thing that you only get in MFL. So no, I loved it.
Did anything else say about that game?
I think that we got to touch about Les Bouchers. They do have quite a few good players. I think Lucas, their quarterback. Obviously, the stats here are poor, 5 of 21, but he did throw very catchable balls.
He threw like almost 75 yards, almost 5 passes.
Right? No, exactly. And his touchdown was a very nice bomb. I think that his stats don't look. Like, they look poor, and they were poor, but there was a lot of drop balls. Not to throw any receivers under the bus. He threw good balls, and I think that, it's just going to be, like, timing routes and stuff like that. He is a good quarterback. I think he will do well in the division, but I think that you can't look at these stats and say, he's not a good quarterback. He played fairly well in this game, but, he needed help from his receivers.
That's also a new team, though, right? I saw them come out to tryouts, and they have nothing but potential, so, like, they're going to get way better every week.
For sure. Definitely.
Another game I didn't get to see, but I went through the stats and I got some glimpse of it, was Washington Foreskins against the Titans. I don't know how John accepted that name, but I find it hilarious. So Washington Foreskins is a team that will be moving up to Division 3. They just moved up they switched schedules to a team that already had a doubleheader, so they had to play their last Division 4 game.
Gotcha.
And that happened to be against the Titans. Both QBs balled out in that game, especially Gabriel Prue, 13 for 21, 256 yards, 7 touchdowns, and just like that, added a rushing touchdown. And then Ben on the Titans went 22 for 23, 230 yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception. That was crazy.
And look, Terry, I know a lot of times
very high scoring game.
Yes, it's kind of like one of those Big 12 games in college when you have no defenses. But no, I don't think it was the fact that there wasn't good defense. I think these offenses are just like two powerhouses, Kansas City Chiefs type offenses.
And Dallas Cowboys, right?
And the Miami Dolphins went to a hit stride, but I think that if you look at you say okay, it was a blowout. It was fairly close in the first half, and oftentimes when I say don't scorekeep a game, and I take a quick glimpse and I look at it and I see bomb after bomb. This game was literally bomb after bomb.
Yeah.
Like, it was in the park. Okay,
well, 13 completions for 250 yards.
The playbook was okay. Touchdown to him. Touchdown to him.
20 yards a catch, right?
Yeah. Well, you're the mathematician, so I'm not really sure about that. But no, it was. The Foreskins, I think, I can't believe that's the team name, but I think it's, they have to move up, and I think that for the Titans, I keep praising teams, but I also think they're going to be one of the best teams in Division 2. They have a great quarterback, and he's a running quarterback who can throw. He's not just a quarterback that looks to run. Ben McMahon, he's a running quarterback that has an arm, he's got a good deep ball, always find ways to buy time, but I think that the Washington Foreskins out there, they're having fun and they're winning games. This was a fun game I only really caught 5-6 minutes of it, but it's always great to see high scoring games.
So Washington Foreskins, now that you're not in my division anymore, you're moving to Division 3. One thing I want to know, how'd you score 4 2-point converts? Can you send me those plays, please? we're not playing against each other anymore. So reach out, give me those plays. I want to try them in Div 4, see how well they work. Because scoring 4 2-point converts, that's 8 total points. That's crazy.
That was just to say
in this game. They scored 8 touchdowns. I think they went for 2 most of the time, and they scored 4 2-point converts. That's like getting an extra touchdown.
I mean, getting 4 converts in a game
is already crazy.
One. Yeah.
4 2-pointers, that's like almost unheard of. So like, kudos to you for that. Like, I don't even think most teams get 4 2-pointers after 10 games. So like, if you guys don't mind, you can reach out. I'll bring you a Gatorade or something, maybe some beer. And
I would go as far as saying most teams in Div 4 don't even get 4 touchdowns. So like, I think that
not in the season. Talking about
in a game. Or it's not in the season.
So
let's move on.
I don't really want to talk about my Thunder Buddies game. Do you want to talk about it?
Nah, that's okay. Well, just for a little. Yeah, so 51-13 against Lilas Calls. You look at the stats in this game, Terry. You know, I gotta give you credit. You really dished the ball well.
It was one of the better days.
I was amazed to see you didn't have even 1 rushing attempt, and you know,
this is the first time in Thunder Buddies history not 1 single rushing attempt.
No, that is pretty crazy. And I think that, like I just said, if I'm pulling up the stats here right now, like Rosalie 6 catches, Kevin 8, Rob White 6 catches, Simon 5, Mustafa 6, and like touchdowns 2, 1, 1, 2. Like you distributed the ball well, and you know I'm pretty sure like that's not you like forcing it. You trust all your receivers, and we've like I've played.
Maybe I don't trust Nick as much. My first incompletion went to him on an easy slant route. He dropped it, and then the game after with his dad, he's balling out. Phoenix going for almost 100 yards. So we gotta talk about that.
Yeah,
I think you'll ball on D4 too.
Yeah, no, it's true. I guess he doesn't trust his quarterback there, so you never know. But no. I think that
I'm just messing with you, Nick.
Yeah, no, he's actually not. That's the thing. But no, Thunder Buddies, you guys look good. You guys are undefeated. And I'm looking at these stats, and you guys got quite a few interceptions. And like I said, Terry, I think that you know, all kidding aside, like surprised to see you not running the ball and putting up 51 points. Rob with 2 interceptions, obviously the veteran of that team. Mustafa, you know, I see like not too many players know him in the league, but I see, you know, may not be the quickest guy in MFL. Let's be honest, but
he got that spin move.
He's got that spin move, and he rarely drops.
Yeah,
he's got good hands.
He actually got the nickname Fat Ballerina for a reason, you know.
Fat Ballerina.
That's his nickname in our group chat.
I like it. I like the ballerina part. Not sure about the fat there, but if you can take it, it's I like it.
So let's go to D5 now. Any games that caught your eye?
D5, yeah. So actually, I didn't really ref too many games. Actually, I didn't ref any games. All I did was scorekeep. I actually completely forgot about the game we were going to talk about here, Terry. So I'm just gonna kind of wing it here.
I got you.
Yeah,
I was scorekeeping Phoenix against Los Politos.
Okay.
That was at the beginning of the game. It seemed to be a blowout, but Los Politos actually made it a game. The game ended 34-14, and I verified, and it's Samuel Gernet.
Which I said.
So you were right, I was wrong. My bad for that, but he did tell me that a lot of people call him Grenet, so he was expecting it. He also balled out today. He had a receiving touchdown, a passing touchdown, and an interception.
Wait, is he the guy that mossed Kevin?
Yeah, he mossed Kevin. I was saving that for the end.
Oh, shoot, my bad.
He might punch away, but we'll talk about it twice. He mossed Kevin. Kevin was a defender on 1 deep ball. He went up, he grabbed him. Kevin, I put 1 arm up. I only had You have 2 hands, man. Put both hands up.
Look, man, if you're going to wear those socks, man, you better make sure that you don't get mossed. That's all I'm going to say.
Seriously, all kidding aside, he played really well. He's the star on that team. And I think you guys are just going to get better moving along. Keep your heads up. Like, you guys are learning the game. You seem to be having fun. And just keep playing, guys. Like, I said it last week. If you guys need some pointers, some tips on, like, some plays that work on 6-on-6 on this small field, don't hesitate to reach out. It'll be my pleasure to help you. Will here too. Been playing flag for a little while. Yeah, for sure, definitely. Like Terry said, like we all kidding aside, it feels good to be asked. You know, something that we want to feel like we know stuff. Even if you don't care, just ask us. Yeah, just anything, feel good. Anything. And but no, totally. I think one thing I want to 47 teams, over 400 players, not a single person. No, that's we're literally salted. Not gonna we're guys that would take punches on the cheek. But no, Terry, all kidding aside, I want to talk about, we make fun of Kevin and because we know he can take it. But going 16 of 24 in this game, over 160 yards, 5 touchdowns. I give the credit to Nick. Yeah. Lil Nicky, 7 for 97, 2 touchdowns and 1 convert. He came up big. He came up to play. I think that's why he was dropping everything with Thunder Buddies. He was saving all those catches for Phoenix. I'm pretty sure like Kevin told him, you don't get touched on this game, you're walking home, buddy. So and I don't think Kevin's kidding. Make his own son walk you gotta give Nick some incentive. Nick, you dropped this ball and but all kidding aside, the Crusade duo in Div 5 really racking it up. But no, Kevin's a smart quarterback, and I saw one of his TDs. It's not the prettiest ball, but I don't know. Forget about the ball. It just stands. He's standing like a statue and just going.
I don't. It's like almost like he's a cement block here and a cement block there. He's not allowed to move. No, but Kevin, you did a good job. You started saying, and you had a good game. So
I also want to shout out Gabrielle Chaput. During my Thunder Buddies game, she was watching, and I wanted to throw the ball with someone on the side. We had no subs, so she was nice enough to let me warm up and throw her some balls. And then she was catching everything I was throwing her. So I'm like, okay, in your game, you got to ball out. She balled out. She had 3 catches, 2 of them for touchdowns. So good job.
66% ratio, if I'm not correct. 66.7, right?
66.7.
Yeah.
So good game all around for Phoenix. Keep it up. I think it's safe to say they're one of the strongest teams in Division 5.
I'd say I'd say they're the team to beat right now.
Like we said, Kevin won in Division 5 for 2 reasons: to beat Raf and to Division dodge D4.
Yep, 100%. And I think he's doing both right now.
We said Division 5 is for the beginners that never really played the sport, whatnot. But Kevin, he took a D1 player with Vince himself, and he's like, I'm gonna go play in Division 5.
And don't forget, Vince balled out in Div 1 today.
So. We didn't say that. That's how good the team was all around.
No, they're a good team, and I think Kevin's a great captain for that team. He knows his football. Maybe not his personality, but he's smart. And he knows
I don't know, man. If I'm a free agent and I get assigned to that team, I see him with all the tattoos, the no shirt on, the beard. I know you're John.
Don't forget about the socks. The
socks are actually not that bad. I actually appreciate funky socks. Maybe not on a football field, but it's not that bad.
I'd say they're pretty.
Did we say Kevin got mossed?
Say it again. I don't know.
Kevin got mossed today. It was pretty bad. And shout out again to Samuel Jardin. We'll say his name again now that we know how to pronounce it. Receiving touchdown, passing touchdown, interception, and mossing Kevin.
But this guy's being talked about like Kevin Schmuda right now.
He's a Kevin Schmuda in Division 5, I think.
I'd say he's a Kevin Schmuda of MFL, if you ask me.
I don't know what Kevin Schmuda's going to say about that. All right. Anything else you want to touch upon honestly, last week before we move on to next week?
I think, honestly, I was talking to you off here, on the ride back home. It was a good week. I think that, good week in terms of, reffing. There wasn't too much controversy. I think that, we saw a lot of people ball out today, and we'll save that for a little later. I think the vibe was good today. Didn't rain. Which was great. And
let's hope it rains during the week for that field to get better.
100%. Please, if anyone's listening to us, hope it rains every day except Saturday. I think I had a really good time today. Like I said, I got a little burnt there. I was at the field from 9:30 to basically 6:30, and the vibe is good. I think with week 2 in the books, I think MFL's heading into a great season. Yeah, no, definitely. So anything else before we move into Let's move into week 3. So week 3, let's preview some games here, okay? D1 got some good games. Bitter Boys got a doubleheader. They're playing Ninja Turtles. That's going to be a tough one. And then Shoulders. They got to win at least one of those 2 games, right? Yeah, they do. I think that, the schedule didn't make it easy for them playing Ninja Turtles the first out of the 2. No. And unfortunately for that one, I think that's going to be tough. Ninja Turtles. I think Ninja Turtles are hitting their stride, and I got Ninja Turtles winning that game. Yeah, and I think they're a bigger roster with more players. So that'd be good for the doubleheader. Hopefully they get more subs that day. Another big game in D1 that I'm eager to see is Trollers against Moretti Crime Family. Both of them, I think, coming off losses to the Outlaws, and both of them looking for their first win this season. It's going to be big, Terry. Obviously, we talk about early on in the season, you don't want to pay too much attention to these games. At the same time, you can't really fall in that 0-2, 0-3 hole, especially in D1. I think it's just, it's a matter of time before the Moretti Crime Family ends up pulling, with the small field and getting things together. At the same time, you got Ballers and Holy Trollers. I think is their offense going to click? Last time we saw them, the offense wasn't surprisingly. They only scored 6 points. That was a little bit of a surprise to me. I think this should be a great game. I think we're in store for a good one. I think that QB matchup, assuming Joy Taylor is going to be there against Max Rosenfeld, it's going to be a good game to watch, right? Both those QBs are mobile, getting out of the pocket, and throwing the ball. So excited to see that matchup. I hope I'm either roughing or score. Well, not hope. I don't want to score. Keep that one, John. I will not be roughing a Division 1 game. You never know. There's a problem. You also said Iron Wolves wouldn't be 2-0 at this point, and we are 2-0. Well, you picked us against us week 1. I did pick you in week 2. Yes, but you said 1-1 is not 2-0. Okay. Another Div 1 game that I wanted to talk about was the rematch, Henchmen and Centurions. Yeah. Why don't you jump in and talk about that one? You know what? I don't like to pump Henchmen SAR, so unless you ask, I won't talk about it, but I think this is going to be a good game. Centurions, right now they're on a roll. As Henchmen, we don't want to fall down to 1-3. We lost the Centurions last week in overtime, so it's going to be kind of like a rematch game. And you never want to lose to a team. I have a hard time picking that one, man. I picked you guys, and you guys lose. I picked you guys to lose. You guys win. I hope you pick against us because it'll give us extra reason for us to win. I know Centurions looking good this week. They are.
You guys didn't play this week, so it's a little harder, right?
Yeah, no, we got the bye week, so hopefully we get there a little early. I believe our game's late in the afternoon, so maybe we'll be throwing around. I think this is going to be a great game. I think this is another one that's going to be 50-50. This game, I think, is...
Overtime again?
Yes, overtime. I think overtime...
That was going to be my bold prediction.
Oh, shoot, well... Yeah, no, I say overtime, so I say either way it'll be a close game. But I think that it's gonna come down to how we're able to stop Colette, right? Like you said, putting up.
I think it's gonna come down how the henchman captains will be able to keep the team together.
Yeah,
and not let them lose their cool.
I heard he's a pretty cool guy, and like also, he's able to keep control of the team. But I spoke to him earlier, and he said that this should be a really good game, and that I think in terms of the quarterback position, he's got two good quarterbacks playing in this game. I think he's gonna talk about takeaways. I think. It's cheesy to say, but wherever team gets the first takeaway, I think that team's going to roll. I think, we want to get scores early on in this game, and I think the team that scores first and maybe gets the first interception, I think the momentum's going to keep riding this team, and I think that momentum's going to play a big factor. I look for it to be a close game. I think it's going to come down to the quarterbacks and who makes the first mistake.
Is Colette guardable? Are you guys going to slow him down that game?
Potentially.
The offense runs through him. We know that now after 4 weeks, right?
I think he's guardable because we have good defenders. I wouldn't want to take him as man.
Who's matching up against him as man?
We will not tell you that because that is top secret. But no, I think it'll be a great game. It's going to depend about how we're able to slow down that offense. Okay, moving on.
Let's go to Division 2. One game that I'm eager to see this one that caught my eye is Outlaws D2 against Dynasty.
Yeah.
Both games undefeated. Both teams undefeated, sorry. Dynasty 2-0 right now. Outlaws had that shootout win against KOLB prior to the season beginning, so I think that 2 weeks off now, it's going to see any rust. Steve has still been throwing, but the rest of that team, it's going to be nice to see if they got any rust. How are they going to play against Dynasty? Dynasty's always a hard team to play against.
Yeah.
They've been in this division for a while. They've been playing together for a long time. They got off to that quick 2-0 start. That's good for them. It's going to be the one I think is going to be the hardest test so far for them.
For sure. Unfortunately, I haven't really had the pleasure of watching Dynasty play too much in terms of like reffing or playing against them. But I think to your point, Terry, I think they seem to have great chemistry, and they've been playing in this league for a while, I believe. I know they had some good games against you guys last year in OG Panthers, and they seem
always
to
come down to the last play.
Yeah, that's what I've been told. But no, the quarterback has a great chemistry with his receivers. Good on the deep ball today against they had I'm pretty sure they had 2-3 long bombs. I think that's going to be a good game for Outlaws D2. Like you said, Steve Harperside, who we like to call Dad. He's obviously a great quarterback, and he won't be rusty. It's just betting on his receivers, right? His receivers haven't played in a long time, but at the same time, he also has Dave Gudkowski on that team.
I'll let you pronounce that one.
Dave Gudkowski, I think I got it right. I look for him to be the number one on that team, and I think that he's more than capable. So we'll have to see. I think honestly, that's going to be another great game. That's really a coin toss.
All right, let's go to Division 3 now. I think this is the game of the week. Turnout Deep Threats.
Yeah, damn, that sounds like a Div 2 game, no?
Yeah.
The Div 3.
Maybe in the fall. Who knows?
Yeah, no, who knows? I think thinking about ballers on that team, obviously the first name that comes up is Svedna.
Yeah.
Just one of the better players in the entire league. I think that what do you think? Do you think that I think when you think of great teams, you think it's going to be high scoring, or do you see that being a low scoring game because defense is going to adjust? Tannant has great defenders. Obviously, Svedna is not the only great defender on the deep threats team. They also have a good rusher, good guys that play TV. I'm not sure about this game. I think human nature is to say that this game is gonna become a back and forth type of game. I'm not sure. I think it'll be a close game.
I think have the quarterback.
That's a good question too. We don't know. Unfortunately, we don't have the inside information on that. But no matter who's quarterbacking for either team, there's a bunch of ballers all across the field for this game. This is going to be a tough one for me to pick. I'm not sure what I'm going to go with in this one. I do think that this is going to be a close one. I think we're going to see a lot of highlight reels in this play, and we're going to see a lot of Div 1 highlights in this Div 3 game.
Div 1, wow. One thing playing against deep threats, I think, is that they kind of strolled to an easy 3-0 start.
Yeah.
Playing against pretty much, I think, the lower competition of Division 3, and they had an easy. I think they won this week 29-0.
Yeah.
Shutting out the Chiefs, first game for them. So they didn't really play the higher competition. So they might come in that game not really ready, right? Tannant have been rolling since week 1, and they haven't looked back, right?
That's a good point, Terry. Just to add on that, I think it's going to depend on. For example, if we say that team is rolling, the deep threats are rolling. What if they come down 14-0? Are they gonna implode, or is that because right now they haven't struggled? So I think it's gonna be up to that team to keep a cool head, and like they're young guys, but like they're mature guys, and they seem to be playing each other for a long time. So it's gonna be, if they're down 7-0, they're down 13-0. Our deep threats gonna kind of turn each other, or are they gonna take a deep breath and realize that okay, we're 3-0, but not every game is gonna be a cakewalk and a walk in the park. D3 is very competitive this year, so I think that no matter who takes the lead that game, it's gonna be really about taking it easy, knowing that it's like a full, like there's 2 halves in the game. It's a long game in MFL, but I think it's going to come down to the wire.
Yeah, and I don't think that they're necessarily the team that will turn on each other. They seem fairly like a good group of friends. And everything.
I agree.
And JC Blais has been getting better every single season, a quarterback for that team. But I don't think there's necessarily a time since the first snap he took week 1 where he thought he was losing this game. Never had that pressure against him, right? And we know how much easier it is to quarterback a game when you have no pressure. You have the lead. Your defense is getting interceptions. You have Jonathan Svetna you can rely on.
Yeah.
Now, who knows if who's going to man Svetna in that game, right? We know that Tanal got 2 studs on that team. So if he gets, I don't know if he'll necessarily be taken away. I think that's not possible.
No.
But if he's going to be down in that game, how are they going to try to like overcome that? It's very interesting to see. I hope I'm either reffing that game or not far away so I can get to see that. I really think that's going to be the game of the week.
I'd say, like, honestly, like, in terms of, you look at, like, our games all across the board from D1 to 5, if there's one game I could, like, pay attention to, I'd say it'd probably be that one. D3, like, this is, again, back-to-back weeks we're saying, like, Tanant, and this week was, like, nice CDs the just past week. I think, like, you're just seeing the talent that's in the lower divisions. But I think you said it right. It's going to depend. Can they slow down Svetna? And I think slow down is, like, less numbers than average.
Less than 100 yards? That's slowing him down?
Yeah, that is slowing him down. As weird
not double-digit touchdowns?
99 yards is slowing him down, as weird as that sounds. But I think what you said earlier, Terry, is JC Blais been having a really good season, and you said no pressure. I think that, of course, it's a competitive league, but I think when you realize you're coming to this, like, coming on Saturdays to have fun primarily, and the pressure's off, that's when you can ball out. I think that when, the lights are on, when you have, like, the deep threats aren't a type of team that are going to turn against each other, but maybe in other divisions when teams do that, it's hard.
They're not the henchmen, right?
No, we don't do that. We will never do that. We never turn on our quarterback. We stick up for each other. It's henchman pride, henchman for life. But, it's all about playing for fun. I think that's what John created, a great league, in that, like, we're all there for each other. And I think that, don't forget, even if you're having a bad game, no matter who you are, this league is for fun at the end of the day, and you want to play with pressure off and ball out at the same time.
Yeah, pretty much. You summed it up pretty well.
Thank you.
Another game I'm eager to see in Division 3. Washington Foreskins making the move up, playing against Mustard Tigers. So Mustard Tigers are 0-2. This is a must-win for them, right?
As weird as it sounds, you never think that at week 3, Mustard Tigers, defending not runner-ups, but like made to the semifinals in that Div 3 championship. They were one of the best teams in the previous season. This seems too good to go 0-3. Like I if a team could come out from an 0-3 hole in that division, it is Mustard Tigers, but I would not want to fall 0-3. I do think this is a must-win for them, and unfortunately, it comes to be against a really good team.
Yeah, I want to see how the Foreskins are going to adjust to the new division, right? They played in the Division 4 now. I think they haven't lost a game dating back to last fall when they were in that division.
Wow.
So we were shutting out their quarterback stats and how well the team was playing.
Yeah.
It'll be good to see Mustard Tigers, who's a perennial Division 3 team now that you said made it to the semifinals. I didn't think they were favorites in that game. See how they adjust against them. So
I think having Tom back, the snapper, is huge. He's Brian's main guy. Not just because he's a snapper, he's also a baller. He's tall. He has good hands. So it's really gonna come down to certain matchups and how Foreskins are able to stop that connection.
I don't know if you got any D3 games that you want to see, but I got many more to come.
Keep it rolling.
This rivalry game, Black Knights Average Joes. We got Leon going head to head against Jason. These guys used to be ex-teammates. A little bit quarterback controversy on the free agent team back then. They played against each other a couple of times during the COVID winter season. So
yeah, people may not really get the insight, but like just to add on to what Terry said, we've been playing like Saturdays when during the snow and stuff like that, and they were quarterbacking against each other. I think this is going to be a great game because we got Leon. We know obviously he's a great quarterback. We know what he can do.
Coming, man.
He really is. He really is. And you know what? I didn't think we'd be saying that. I'm not gonna pretend to. I thought Jason was gonna struggle.
Jason wanted to throw in Division 4. Initially, he might have dropped to Division 4. He was telling me, "I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you."
Yeah.
But finally, the free agent team that John put together was stronger, so they ended up in Division 3, and I think they're clearly a Division 3 team.
100%.
Playing well after 2 weeks. This is gonna be a great game. Jason against Leon, man, go at it. I hope you each score 50 points.
Yeah, I think it could be one of those games. It's going to be, if you look at like matches in this game, it's going to if you're like average Joe's, how are you going to stop JC? How are you going to stop that connection? I think that, like, you know, they do have a few good safeties, like depending if you know, if they have subs or like who's like the main guys on that team, because if you guys have sub for them, I think, you know, if you're able to slow down JC in that game and, you know, kind of get in Leon's
once
head.
again, slow down JC under 100 yards.
Yeah, exactly, under 100 yards, that type of thing. Maybe only one touchdown. I think that this could be a back and forth game, but I think that for the average Joes in this one, they're gonna need to come out firing, and
they gotta score points.
They can't afford
Black Knight's offense is for real.
They 100%. If you're average Joes, they can't afford to fall down 2 possessions in this game.
I'll let you tell me the last game in D3 that I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, so there are a lot of good games in the D3. The last one happens to be, like you passed it to me, is going to be the one I'll be playing in is Nice Cities Iron Wolves. So John said for this game is Andrew and Chris are not allowed to play defense because
not allowed to play in the game.
Yeah, well, we don't go that far because they're playing against us. John put his commissioner hat on and said,
Chris will say he's going to quit on the team. Let's see if he shows up.
Yeah, you know what? My guess is that they'll be back. Is that Nice Cities will be back. They'll be back much stronger than they were this past week. I think that Drama.
Is Chris going to be talking to someone for 15 minutes after the game, talking how you ran a bad route?
Whether you win or lose, Chris will be doing that to you, even if you win the game 99-0. So that is, yes, inevitable. That's like asking me if I will drink water on Saturday. That is correct. But no, I think this is going to be a good game. If we look at matchups in that game, it's going to depend how we're able to slow down Andrew. I know that our defense played well this week. We have a really good rusher in John Lavoie, kind of an up and coming, I say, rising star.
How did he play today after Player of the Week?
You know, he didn't get any sacks surprisingly, but he had a few.
You guys got a lot of interceptions, right?
Yes.
Like, rushers don't appear on the stat sheet, but most of those interceptions must have been again because of his good rushing.
100%. I'd say like our defenders played well, and also like Hubert did a really good job, forcing those bad throws. So that's big. I think this is a big game. Nice CDs are 0-1. Iron Wolves, I think we're 2-0. And I think that if we're able to beat that team and, be 3-0 and, with our inconsistency at the roster position, we did add in Iggy, which is obviously a big player, but I think it'd be a big win if we're able to go 3-0. I think it's going to depend on how Nice Cities bounce back and how we're able to get in Chris's head in that game.
Give me your biased opinion here. Chris and Andrew are playing. Are you guys winning that game?
We're winning this game 47-6.
Oh, they're going to score 6 points.
What?
They're going to score 6 points?
Yeah.
Garbage time?
Yeah, we'll get a touchdown. Like, we're not perfect. Yeah, we'll score 47, maybe 48.
Let's go to Div 5.
Okay.
There's not that many teams in Div 5 this season, so I only got one that I'm looking forward to watching. I think Phoenix Mimosa Crew, a rematch of 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Mimosa Crew, I think they got better since that game. And let's see if they're going to be able to stop that juggernaut Phoenix team.
Look, in sports we say it all the time, it's hard to beat a team twice, and I think that even though Phoenix won this first match fairly convincingly, I think it's going to be, it won't be as easy this time. I expect it to be a closer game. Obviously, we're giving our picks upcoming shortly. I think it's going to be, depending how Kevin moves the ball, depending if Nick gets triple teamed or not, because it seems the only way to stop Nick Hussein now is if you double or triple team him. I think it's expect to be a close game. I think it'll be a good one, and I think that'll be probably the best game on the board for D5.
Without further ado, let's go into our game picks. These will appear in Kevin's article on Thursday, but we'll get them to you live on air right now.
You get the sneak peek. I like it.
Yeah, and I'll also give you maybe the why, because when you see our picks, you usually see why, and we actually put some thought in it sometimes. I know you flip a coin on some of them, you said?
Most of the time.
Yeah, so we'll go by division. So Trollers and Murray Crime Family, who do you got?
Close game. Both teams winless. I say Morty Crime Family, get it back to business. Give me Morty Crime Family in this one.
I agree. I'm going with Morty Crime Family just because I saw more out of their offense. I didn't see anything out of Trollers' offense, and if they're only going to score 6 or 12 points, they're not winning that game.
Agreed.
Ninja Turtles, Birdo Boys.
I go Turtles there. They're rolling, and they're both teams heading in complete opposite directions. Give me Turtles.
Same for me. I got Turtles there too. I think we're going to have pretty similar picks this week.
Yeah.
Ever since the Turtles lost that first game, man, there's no looking back.
Really? No, I think you said we were glad we played them week 1.
Yeah. So Trollers got a double header. They're playing against Bitter Boys.
Yeah, unfortunately, I got Bitter Boys losing this one again. I think that Trollers.
Both their teams actually, it's going to be their second game of the day.
That is true. So I have Trollers losing the first one, right? So I got Trollers winning this game for the first one of the season. Trollers are too good to go 0-3 with that squad. I think Max is a bounce back after playing a tougher first game. Give me Trollers to win this one.
I also got Trollers winning this one. Next, we don't pick our own games, so you're not going to give me your pick for this one. Henchmen, Centurions. Last time I picked Henchmen, Centurions won. Last time I saw them play, Centurions won. I'm going with Centurions on this one.
Yes.
I don't think you guys will be able to stop Colette. I said this game's gonna go in overtime, like for the show, but I don't think it's going to overtime.
I'm convinced we're gonna win just solely because you picked Centurions.
Listen, if you guys win, I'll be happy for you. But
yeah, right. Yeah, right.
I'll be happy for you.
Yes, thank
Maybe
you.
a little bit for Jav.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel whoever I'm gonna pick, the other team's gonna win. So
it's perfect.
Let's move on to Division 2. KLB Red Zone.
Damn, I kind of forget. No, I picked KLB in this one. I think that.
You got them right over here on the screen.
Yeah, they know I don't like lucky, but thank you. They had a really good week 1 or week -2 loss to Dad's team in Outlaws D2. I think KLB has a great squad. Also, Red Zone is a very good team too, depending if Chris is going to play on that squad. Mike Roy's obviously a great quarterback. I think this one is really going to be back and forth. Give me, in this game, I'm going to say that KLB wins this game by 1 point.
Okay, I see a similar shootout that happened KLB Outlaws D2.
Yeah.
I say both teams go over 50 points.
Wow.
And I got KLB winning it. I think they're more the complete team right now. I think they've been together for a longer time.
Yeah.
With that quarterback, they're more complete. At the end of the season, I could see it going Red Zone's way, but right now I say KLB's winning this one.
Agreed.
Now, speaking about Outlaws D2, they're playing Dynasty. We kind of previewed that game a little bit.
Yeah, we did. I'm going to take Outlaws D2 to go to 2-0. Great game. Dynasty is 2-0, I believe. So that's going to be a battle of 2 undefeated teams. I think this will be a close one. I think what's going to happen is I think the Outlaws D2 defense is going to be able to step it up. I see our boy DG getting a pick in this game. And I think that...
touchdowns?
2 touchdowns, one of them being pick 6, so one on each side of the ball. And yeah, I think it's going to be...
Does he throw a pick in this game?
No, he does not throw a pick, but he throws a ton of income. No.
So he's also buying McDonald's.
Yeah, he's also buying McDonald's. Yeah, like I'm just
I also got Outlaws D2 in this game. Let's go with Lean Mean Machine against Pitsy Fuck.
Yeah, I think that this game, depending how Lean Mean Machine turns out, they had a tough game against us this week. I'm gonna go with Pretty Fuck, even with Boris playing at quarterback. And I think that, look, obviously he's a good quarterback, but you lose him as a receiver. You prefer having Dom at QB. I still think this is a Pretty Fuck game to lose, and I'm gonna pick them.
I also got Pretty Fuck going here. Boris, tell Dom to stay home, man. This is your team. You're the QB of that team. Keep it up. Honor game, Lone Chef. I didn't see Lone Chef play this week, but Honor Game's a Division 1 team, so I'm going with Honor Game. Washington Foreskins, Mustard Tigers.
Good game. Unfortunately for the Tigers, great group of guys and girls, obviously. I got them falling 0-3. I think that the Foreskins are a great team, and after seeing them manhandle the Titans this week, I think they're going to be able to score fairly easily. I think that Brian should have a better week for Mustard Tigers. I see it being back and forth in the first half, but I think that the Washington Foreskins are going to pull away late.
I can't see Mustard Tigers going 1-3. I think they have the experience. I think Washington Foreskins haven't been together for long enough. I think the jump in D3 is going to need some adjustment. I'm going with Mustard Tigers.
I like it. Finally, a different pick.
Let's go Old School Chiefs.
Yeah, this is gonna be a good one. I think that this may be one of our lower scoring games. I think we'll have to see what happens with Old School, who they decide to put at quarterback. Chiefs, unfortunately, I didn't get much of their game. I'm not sure too much about that roster. Give me the more experienced team and give me the team with Daik. I'm taking Old School.
I'm also going Old School with this one just because I think Chiefs don't really have an established quarterback right now. It was kind of like the QB carousel in their first game. I'm going Old School, and I'm saying both teams score a total of under 15 points.
Not very bold.
So let's go Black Knights and Average Joes.
Yeah, this one, obviously, another good one. I think we're getting really good games this week. I'm going to go with Black Knights. I think that, we talked about it, is how Average Joe's going to be able to slow down JC. I think that even if they do slow him down, I think Leon is good to get a second and third read. I see him having another good game, and I think that they're able to get their second wing, so give me Black Knights.
I can make the argument that Black Knights have the 3 most talented players on the field for that game. I also got Black Knights, but Jason, I'll be happy if you're proving me wrong, man.
Yeah, go for it, man.
Deep Threats, Talent.
Yeah, this is a good game. I did go back and forth on this one. We pretended like we didn't make the picks before, but obviously did before the show. I'm picking late Talent. I think they go to 2-0. I think that I'm really excited to see what's going to happen in this game. I think that it's going to be a lot of man for Les Tenants on Svetna. I think they may take their best defender on Les Tenants, playing man-to-man on Svetna, which is, really your best shot there. I think this will be, I really do think it'll be a close game by halftime. I think, Les Tenants will get a lucky break, get an interception or two, and I think Les Tenants are going to win this game.
I also got Les Tenants winning this game. I don't think that Deep Threats played strong enough competition yet to be able to compete with Les Tenants. If this was like a best 2 out of 3 series, I can see them splitting the first 2 games, but for this one, I'm going to Les Tenants.
Yeah.
Nice Cities, Iron Wolves. Like you said, I didn't see Iron Wolves going 2-0. I don't see them going 3-0, so I got Nice Cities for this one.
Yes.
Flamboyant Flamingos and Les Improbables.
Yeah, this I'm gonna say this is gonna be a bit of a blower on this one. I think that I haven't really seen the Improbable play too much because I trust the Flamboyant Flamingos and they've been looking really good. Quarterback looks good. Morin brothers look good. There's I'm blanking on his name. I believe his name is Chris. I could be wrong. He wore a Giants hat when I spoke to him one time. I don't know how you know that. No. Shoot, he got a moss today. But you didn't watch the game. Anyways, you know who I'm talking about. You were wearing a Giants hat at the time I saw you at Loyola. You're also a very good player.
There is a Chris on that roster.
Is it Chris? Okay, it's probably Chris. But no, I think this will be, unfortunately, I think it'll be a blowout and give me the Flamingos.
All right. I also got the Flamingos. And Probable have a back-to-back. So don't drink too much beer between your two games. They're playing against serial killers.
I got serial killers in this one. I think that serial killers are a good squad. Last week they really didn't know the game too much with the rules and stuff like that. They got ballers on their team. They have the better athletes, and I think the serial killers win this one.
Serial killers won big today. I see them winning against Improbable. Next we got Les Panaches against Thunder Buddies.
Yeah, it's a good one. I think that we'll get your pick for it. No, you don't pick your games. I'm gonna go Thunder Buddies. I think this one is. Yeah, I think this one is gonna be. This one could be a toss up too. Panache got a good win this week. They kind of grinded it out. They scored last second. I think you guys do have the better roster, and I think with your ability to run if need be, and the fact that your defense is playing well, and everybody's contributing on Thunder Buddies, I think it continues.
Next up, All Day Every Day against Raw Sauce. All Day Every Day they went down to Division 4.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Raw Sauce. I think that, All Day Every Day, they do have a good roster in terms of we can tell they're athletic. I think it's just going to take them time to...
Because they didn't reach out to us to ask for plays, right?
Yeah, and unfortunately I was a little hurt by that, so I'm going to go with the Raw Sauce.
If they reach out, though, before the end of the game Saturday, and we change our pick, right?
Yeah, I will change all this.
If we get them our plays...
Yeah, then you're going to win for sure.
So for the same reason, I'm also going with Raw Sauce.
Yeah, fair enough.
Sneaky Snakes against Les Bouchers.
Tough one. I know that you kind of went back and forth. So did I. I'm gonna go with Sneaky Snakes. I think that after a tough week this week, only putting up one touchdown, I think they bounce back. Their defense is a good game. Give me Sneaky Snakes.
I really went back and forth on this one. I think I'm also going with Sneaky Snakes based on the fact that they've been together for a little bit longer. They got some players playing Division 3, and I think Les Bouchers are still getting better every week. I could see this game being won on conference.
Yeah,
that close.
Yeah, agreed.
Titans and Les Beautés.
Titans, I don't think they lose back-to-back games. I think McMahon has he played really well, so not even a bounce-back game. I think he has another good game. I think, Les Beautés, it's kind of a must-win for them. I think that...
2-3, I think they lost Thomas for the year.
Yeah, and
their star player on offense and on defense.
That's big, and we know Simon, he's a good quarterback, and he can manage a team well in D3. Unfortunately, I think that Titans defense is a little too strong. They got speeches of the wide, so give me Titans to win this game.
I also got Titans. Let's go down to D5. We got Gold Rush against Los Polidos.
Gold Rush, give me that defense looks stellar. Gold Rush defense looks stellar over the last 2 weeks.
I was speaking with Raf, and he said that he had a hard time throwing against that defense. So I'm also going Gold Rush.
Yeah.
Phoenix and Mimosa Crew.
Give me Phoenix. I know it's a rematch. I know it's hard to beat a team twice. I think that Kevin really got the ball rolling now. I think with his son too. They also have a lot of great players. And I think that he's going to match the game very well. Phoenix, I think Phoenix is going to win this game by 1 score.
I also say Phoenix.
Yep.
And the last one, Spin Doctors against the Last Calls.
Yeah, I went back and forth on this one. Give me Spin Doctors. I think Raf is, maybe had a little bit of a struggle to start the season. I don't think it's going to happen in this game. I think they have a good game here, and I think Spin Doctors win by two possessions. Give me them by 12.
Just to end it, I'm going with Last Calls.
I love it.
Anything else you want to
add? We're doing bold predictions.
You got any?
You do yours first because I want to think of one on the spot.
Okay, I say we're gonna have lines on the field Saturday.
Come on,
we're gonna have lines on at least 2 of the 4 fields.
I'm gonna say, damn, this is kind of hard being put on the spot.
You wanted to do the whole.
You're 100% right. I'm gonna say that. Oh my god, this is tough. No, I'm gonna say that Jaff against Centurions, instead of having 8 drops, he only has 7.
That's not nice.
Okay, Jaff,
I don't even know Jaff has more than 1 drop this year.
He has 0 drops, but that's why I say, because I know he can take it. Alright, folks, thank you for listening. That was the 2nd episode of MFL Total Access. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, my name is Willpower. This is Terry Babelis. Please reach out to us. We want to feel important. But hope you guys enjoyed the show. We'll see you Saturday. Stay safe.
Thanks. I'll see you next week.